Hey guys, I hope you are all well. Welcome to this stretchy yoga class with me, Amy. I will be your yoga teacher for the day. If you've not practiced with me before, then welcome. And if you're here all the time, then welcome back. So this flow is for those days where you're feeling a bit tired and you know that a little bit of movement will make you feel better. So you don't want something super vigorous, but you still want a little bit of movement, not too chill, not too fiery, and hopefully it'll leave you feeling a little bit warmed up and a bit energized by the end. And if you do make it to the end and you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment letting me know what you thought, and subscribe so that you can join me for my next practice. So if you're ready to begin, we will start today in a Supta Baddha Konasana. So that's a reclined butterfly shape. You can make your way down onto your back, bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees fall out wide to the sides. Sometimes the hips can be a little bit resistant to drop straight into this shape, so you can find any little movements that you need to help them open up and drop into things. So take a moment to check in with the hips right now, how they're feeling today. If they're feeling tight and stuck, or maybe they're feeling quite open and they've eased into it. No right or wrong answers, just a moment to gather some information and then use that information to inform how you move through this practice. What parts of the body need a little bit of extra time and care and attention from you today? A little moment to notice what energy there is in the body today. If you're feeling awake and alert or a bit tired and sleepy. If you want to use this practice to cultivate some energy today. If you want to use up some energy in this practice today. A moment to notice what's going on with your breath, if it's fast or slow, if it's shallow or deep, where it's moving in the body, if it's filling up lots of space or if it's just taking up a tiny bit of space, and maybe you can expand the breath a little bit further. Sending it into every little bit of space in the torso, filling the belly, the ribs, the chest with every inhale. And then releasing as much of that breath as you can with every exhale. Creating space for that next fresh breath of air to move in. Finally, a moment to check in with your mind. What's going on in there today? If it's busy and filled with thoughts, or if it's quiet and still. And again, there's no right or wrong. It's just a moment to observe and see how things feel. And now that you've gathered all of that information about the body, the breath, the mind, piecing all of that information together to set an intention for this practice. Something you want to cultivate, something you want to let go of, something you want to focus on. Set that intention, tuck it away in the back of your mind, and carry it with you throughout this practice. Just a few more breaths here before we begin to move. With the legs still in this butterfly shape, keep the left leg open, tap the right knee to meet the left knee, open it back out through center, take it over to the other side. Back to your butterfly, bring the right knee to meet the left, open out in the middle, Take it over to the right. You might find as you keep going that with each repetition you can get the knees a little bit further towards the ground, a little bit closer towards one another, all while keeping both shoulders grounded into the mat. Next time the knees drop over to the left, keep them there. Pause for a few breaths in this gentle twist. Unwind through center, take it over to the second side. Pause for a few breaths. One last moment, open them out through center. And then option here to bring the hands onto the inner thighs to press them even further open for just a few more breaths. And then slide the hands to the outsides of the thighs, gather the knees together, bring them into the chest, rock yourself up, see if you can catch the balance in boat pose. Take it onto your back, bring it back up to boat. One more like that, take it back, bring it up to boat. Hands can be behind the legs or you can reach them forward, starting to build a little bit of heat here. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. One more inhale, maybe straighten the legs for the last breath. Exhale, hold. One last big breath in. Breathe out, drop the legs onto the mat, cross over the ankles, find your cross-legged seat. Hands onto the knees. Every inhale, push the chest forward, round to the side, then exhale, take it back. Inhale, take it down. Exhale, round it back, chin into the chest. Keep it going, finding a full, complete range of motion through the spine. Bring it back through center, switch the cross of the legs, take it over in the opposite direction. Nice big slow circles. Let it feel good. Pause for an extra moment in any parts that feel particularly tense, that need a little bit of extra opening today. Then eventually work your way back to center. Bring the right fingertips onto the mat, left hand to the side of the head, guide left ear towards left shoulder. Pull the right shoulder down, big stretch through the side of the neck. Switch sides, left fingertips down, right hand to the head. Draw the right ear and the left shoulder in opposite directions. Back through center, hands interlace around the back of the head. Draw the chin into the chest, round through the spine. Take a few deep breaths there. Big breath in, open the elbows wide, find a little back bend here, look up. Bring the fingertips onto the shoulders and have a little twist from side to side. Maybe take some circles with the elbows as you move. Doesn't have to look a particular way, just find any movements that feel good. And then maybe release the hands from the shoulders, move the arms wide, mobilizing the upper body here, anything that calls to you. One more breath like this. Then work your way back to neutral. Roll onto hands and knees, uncross the ankles, tabletop position. Stack your joints, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Breathe in, drop the belly, lift the chest. Breathe out, round the spine. Keep it going. Inhale, create space. Exhale, move into that space. One more time, hips up, shoulders down, chest high. Exhale, hips round, shoulders apart. Now keep it going on your own. Maybe adding in extra movements here. Barreling the spine around in circles, getting the hips involved. Again, throughout this practice, find what feels good. It does not matter what it looks like. And just because I don't cue something doesn't mean you can't do it. So add anything on that feels good. Take anything out that doesn't feel good. Do what works for you. Use your next breath to make your way back to your neutral tabletop position. Ground through the left hand, breathe in, open the right arm high, bring the hand into a fist, take some circles with the wrist in one direction. And switch direction of the circles. Spread the fingertips wide, big circles with the right arm in one direction. Switch direction. Now inhale, open the right arm up wide. Exhale, bring the right arm behind the back towards the left hip, the left thigh. Finding a half bind, roll the chest, roll the shoulder open. Now point the left toes a little bit out at an angle towards the left, giving you a more stable foundation. As you lift the right leg off the mat, stack the right hip on top of the left, finding a half Vashisthasana side plank on the left hand side with this half bind. Inhale here, exhale, bend the right knee, squeeze it in towards the chest. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, squeeze. One more time, breathe in, kick it out. Breathe out, squeeze it in. Keep the knee squeezing into the chest. Unravel the right arm and then bring the right peace finger and thumb around the right big toe. Option to stay there or to kick the leg in the direction of straight. It might not come anywhere near straight. It's just the thought of working it in that direction. Release the grip on the toes, extend back to your Vashisthasana. One more big breath in. Keep the right leg lifted, drop the right hand under the right shoulder, square the hips down for a one-legged table position. Then inhale, kick the right leg high, open the chest. Exhale, round the spine, squeeze the knee to the nose. Two more like that, leg up, chest open. And tap it in, round the spine. Last one, breathe in, breathe out, squeeze it in, and then drop the right knee back under the right hip. Tabletop, reset, find your foundations once again before we move to the second side. Your next inhale, left arm sweeps high. Hand comes into a fist, take those circles with the wrist. Keep pressing the floor away with the right hand. Switch direction of the circles. Spread the fingers wide, big circles with the arm. Switch direction of the circles. Now inhale, reach the arm high. Exhale, bring the arm behind the back. Reach towards the right hip, the right inner thigh. Spin the heart open to the side. Now point the right toes a little bit further out to the right. Lift the left leg off the mat. Stack the left hip on top of the right hip. Vashisthasana with the half bind. Inhale, stretch that left leg even further out behind you. Exhale, squeeze the left knee into the chest. Two more like that. Inhale, extend. Exhale, squeeze it in. Last one, big breath in, kick it out. Big breath out, squeeze it in. Keep the leg squeezing in. Unravel the left arm from the bind. Bring the left peace finger and thumb around the left big toe, and then maybe, kicking the little thing on the wall behind me, making a funny noise. Kick the left foot into the left hand, maybe in the direction of straight or anywhere near, just as long as you're feeling a good stretch in your body. Release the grip on the left leg, keep it lifted, extend it long. Breathe in, Vashisthasana. Breathe out, left hand down, left leg stays lifted, one-legged table. Inhale, open the chest, kick the left leg high. Exhale, round the spine, squeeze the knee to the nose. 2 more. Inhale, kick. Exhale, round. Last time. Breathe in, create space. Breathe out, move into that space. Inhale, kick the leg behind. Exhale, drop the knee to the mat. Give the hips a little wiggle, a little shimmy. Walk the hands forward to the top of the mat. Melt the chest down towards the earth for Anahatasana, puppy pose. Give the shoulders and the hips a little bit of movement, anything that feels good. Lift the left elbow off the mat, thread the right arm underneath the left, come onto right ear and right shoulder, find a twist. Hoping that this twist isn't squishing the microphone. Now inhale, reach the left arm high. Exhale, left arm behind the back. Once again, find that bind. Maybe the right hip or the right inner thigh. And then option here to lift the left knee off the mat and then lift the left leg off the mat. Extend that leg up. Find your balance. Trying to make sure that the weight is in the shoulder rather than the head and the neck. Now 3 times. Inhale here. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend and squeeze. Last time, big challenge. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze it in. And then drop the knee back onto the floor. Unravel the left arm. Plant the hand back on the floor. Unravel the right arm, extend both arms along back into your puppy pose. Thread the left arm underneath the right, come onto left ear and left shoulder, twisting puppy on the second side. Maybe sweep the right arm up to the ceiling and then find your half bind on this side. Maybe find the balance. Lifting the right leg off the mat, extending it straight up. Then 3 times, breathe in, breathe out, bend the knee, squeeze in. Inhale to extend, I'm wobbling so much on this side. Exhale, squeeze it in. Last time, inhale. Exhale, squeeze it in, drop the knee back to the mat, unravel the right arm. Unravel the left arm, puppy pose, one last big breath in and big breath out. Keep the forearms grounded onto the floor. Slide. Slide works. We'll say slide. Slide the chest through into your Sphinx pose. Drop the thighs, drop the belly down to the floor. Press the forearms into the mat. Get nice and active through the legs. You might even be able to lift the knees off the floor, even while the toes stay grounded onto the mat. Press the hips into the floor, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Find space across the chest. And then option to ground into the hands and lift the elbows, finding your seal pose. You might even walk the hands a little bit closer towards you if that feels supported in the lower spine. So notice here that you're not just collapsing into the lower back. Think about lifting the ribs away from the hips. A light squeeze through the glutes here. One more big breath in. And breathe out, melt all the way down to the mat. Slide the hands in line with the ribs. Tuck under the toes, either press up through a plank or tabletop. Then wave the hips up and back, downward facing dog. A few moments to settle into your downward dog, pedaling out through the legs. Wiggling the hips from side to side. Moving the shoulders, head, neck, anything that feels good. Big breath in, sweep the right leg high, three-legged dog. Big breath out, shift the shoulders over the wrists, tap the right knee to the right elbow, step the foot to the outside of the hand, soften the left knee down onto the floor, lizard pose. Option here to turn the fingers towards you, wrists face forward, getting a little extra stretch through the wrists here. The further you walk the hands away from the torso, the more intense the stretch in the wrists will be. And it's going to get even more intense now as we breathe in, open the chest, drop the hips down. Then breathe out, straighten the right leg, send the hips back for a wide-legged half split. Inhale, bend the right knee, drop the hips down. Exhale, straighten the right knee, send the hips back. One more time forward, big breath in, take it back, big breath out. Now inhale, come forward, either with the hands as they are, or you can flip the fingers back to point forward, tuck under the left toes, lift the left knee, take a big step forward with the left foot to the outside of the left hand for a funky malasana, maybe with this variation in the wrists. Find some movement in your malasana, wiggle the knees, the hips from side to side. If you've got the hands on the mat, bring them to heart center. Open the right arm down, left arm up, find a twist. Exhale back through center. Inhale over to the other side. Exhale, bring it back. This time, inhale to the right, then option to find a half bind, wrapping the right arm around the front of the right shin, left arm behind the back, maybe the fingertips meet and you open the chest out to the side. If you've got the bind, unwind, bring it back to your center, breathe in, expand, open to the left. Maybe adding the bind on this side if it felt good on the other side. Unwind from the bind, bring the hands to the heart. Either stay in malasana for a few more breaths. If you want to, add a little bit of extra heat in the hips. You can press your way up to standing and then take it back down to malasana. Two more like that. Press it up. Keep the knees tracking out. Don't let them cave in. Drop it back down. One more time. Bring it up. Take it down. Everyone bring the hands onto the mat underneath the shoulders. The next place we meet is in a floating table. So we can hop back or step back the toes. Keep the knees hovering a few inches above the mat. Pause here for a full inhale and a full exhale. Send the hips up and back. Lengthen your stance back into downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, sweep the left leg high, three-legged dog. Exhale, squeeze the left knee to the left tricep. Step the foot to the outside of the hand. Gently soften the right knee to the floor for your lizard. And then option to add that stretch in the wrists, turning the fingertips towards you. Hands further forward for more of a stretch. Hands closer towards you for a less intense stretch. And adding movement, inhale, hips low, heart high. Exhale, hips back, heart folds down. Inhale, bend the left knee. Exhale, straighten the left knee. One more time, big breath in. Big breath out, take it back. This time come forward, maybe keep the hands as they are or flip the fingertips forward as you lift the right knee. Take a big step forward to malasana with our funky wrist variation. Bring the hands back to the heart. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Then once again, stay where you are for a few more breaths if that's what's calling to you, or 3 times up and down to standing. This time option to keep your hands at the heart or extend the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Press your way up, lower your way down. Bring it up to stand. Soften to your squat. Last time up. Take it down. Everyone, hands to the floor and that little hop into a floating table. Breathe in and breathe out. Wave the hips up and back into your downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. This time inhale, sweep the right leg high, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bring the right shin onto the floor. The right knee is next to the right wrist, the right heel pointing back towards the left hip. Sink the hips down, Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. Take a moment to get yourself set up. Either descend straight down into your chilled out pigeon, or if you want to add a little bit of spine strength here, you can extend the fingertips towards the back of the room, lift the chest, breathe in, and then fold over the leg, come down to hover as you breathe out. 2 more like that. Inhale up, exhale down. 1 more time, breathe in, breathe out, hover above the leg for just an extra moment. And then soften the forearms onto the floor if that's available to you. Maybe it's just the hands. Maybe rest the forehead on the mat, settling in, holding here for a good few cycles of breath. Take your time, bring yourself back up onto the hands. Bring the hands to your heart and then see if you can roll onto the outside edge of the right hip. Swing the left leg straight around in front of you and then swing it back behind you. Keep it hovering. Back in front, back behind. 1 more time in front and then bring the left foot to the outside of the right knee. Plant the foot on the floor for your Ardha Matsyendrasana. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, give the left knee a hug or maybe hook the right elbow to the outside of the knee. Option here to straighten the right arm and bring the right fingertips underneath the sole of the left foot, so under the arch of the left foot. Press the elbow into the knee into the elbow, and make sure that you're not collapsing into that left hand. See if you can lift the hand to hover and stay nice and lifted, and then place it back down, just a light little bit of pressure in that hand. Spin back to face forward, let the left heel carry on travelling up that right thigh towards the right hip. Gomukhasana, cow face pose, I definitely did not arrange my microphone in a good way today. I'm going to try rearrange, see if it stops flying around. Hopefully that's better for you guys. Stay upright where you are, or maybe fold down over the legs. Settle in here for a few deep breaths. Bring yourself back upright, unravel the legs into boat pose, hands behind the thighs or reaching forward. Tap the right toes down, lift them up. Tap the left toes down, lift them up. Hands to the heart, tap the fingers to the left. Back to centre, tap them to the right. Back to centre, reach the arms forward, come down to low boat. Bring it back up, cross the ankles, roll onto hands and knees, step it back to plank, wave it back to downward facing dog. Second side, breathe in, sweep the left leg high. Breathe out, pigeon pose on the left side. Bring the shin to the floor, level through the hips. Come straight down for a chilled out pigeon, or option to extend the fingertips behind you. Inhale, ripple the chest up. Exhale, melt it down and hover. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last time, breathe in, lift it up. Breathe out, soften down. Pause there for a few deep breaths. Slowly, gently roll your way up as you roll a big breath into the body, hands to the heart, weight onto the left hip, swing the right leg around in front of you. Maybe see if you can keep it straight as you swing it back around behind you to hover. Kick it back forward. Take it behind you. This time bring it forward, then bring the foot to the outside of the left knee. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist to the right. Maybe hook the elbow. Maybe give the knee a little hug. Maybe straighten the left arm. Grab the inside edge of the right foot. A moment, lift the right hand off the mat. Check that you're engaging the core to stay lifted. Then soften the fingers back down. Unwind back to face forward. Right heel carries on up towards the outside of the left hip. Gomukhasana, cow face pose. Stay upright or melt down over the legs. Any variation is welcome. Walk the fingertips upright, bring yourself out of it. Once again, unravel into boat pose for the last time. Hands behind the legs or reaching forward, right toes tap, back up, left toes tap, back up, both toes tap, lift, hands to the heart, tap left, back through centre, tap right, back through centre, lower to hover, lift it back up. Plant the soles of the feet on the floor, reach the arms straight out in front of you, and slowly, 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 with control, try and keep the soles of the feet on the floor the whole time. Lower onto your back. See if I can get there before you. Take it so slow. Still going, still pausing, hovering. Can you take it even slower? Hold, breathe. And then release all the way down onto the back. Keep the knees bent, walk the feet even closer in. You might be able to touch the heels with the fingertips. Inhale, lift the hips up, bridge pose. Exhale, soften them down. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, soften. One more time, breathe in, take it up, pause there. Option to shimmy the shoulder blades together, interlace the hands under the lower back. You might find that gives you even more space to push the hips even higher. One more big breath in. Breathe out, release the hands, release the hips, release the spine all the way onto the mat. Extend the left leg long, hug the right knee into the chest, give it a nice squeeze. Then guide the right knee over to the left, open the arms out wide, trying to keep that right shoulder blade grounded into the mat rather than worrying about reaching the right knee down. Unwind back through center, extend the right leg to meet the left. Give the left knee a squeeze, draw it into the chest. Maybe move it from side to side before eventually guiding it over to the right. Find your twist, find your breath. Unravel back through center. Give the legs one last little squeeze, both knees into the chest this time. Then reach the hands around either for the inside or the outside edges of the feet for happy baby. Bend the knees in towards the armpits. Push the soles of the feet into the hands as you draw them back down towards the earth. Find that opposition between the feet pushing up and the hands pulling down. Maybe straighten the legs, anything that's calling to you. Sadly, I can't straighten mine because I've got a wall in the way. One last little squeeze. And then release. Drop the feet to the floor. Option to extend the legs long or to come back into the same shape we began in, our reclined butterfly. And if you do choose to spend your Savasana in this shape, take a moment to notice if it feels different from how it did at the start of the practice, if the hips feel any more open, if you created any more space in the body today, if you've created any more softness, any more stillness, if you've let go of some tension. Noticing the energy levels in the body, if you've cultivated some energy or if you've settled some restless energy that you maybe came into the practice with. Notice what's going on with the breath, if it's more full and deep and slow, if it's filling up more space in the body. And for all these questions, there's no right or wrong answer. It's just about noticing the effects of our practice. Are there any differences in the mind? Have your thoughts changed? Has the busyness of your brain changed? Again, maybe it has, maybe it hasn't. Just observe, just connect to whatever is going on for you right now. Just another minute here in stillness. Gift yourself this time to integrate all the effects of your practice. When you feel ready, bring back in a big deep breath, bring back in some movement, some vitality. Take your time to bring yourself back up to a comfortable seat. We'll close our practice here. Maybe keep the eyes closed for this last moment. Finishing with a few releasing breaths, and we'll add some arm movement. So as you breathe in, sweep the arms up overhead, then sigh it out through the mouth and clear the air in front of you. Press the hands down. 2 more like that. Inhale, scoop it up. Exhale, sigh it out. Last time, breathe in, breathe out. For the rest of your day, I hope that you think peaceful thoughts, I hope you speak peaceful words, and I hope you feel peace in your heart. Thank you all so much for choosing to share your practice with me today. I hope that left you feeling good. Like I said at the start, I'd be really grateful for any likes, comments, subscribes, anything you feel like saying or doing. I'm here for it. Hopefully I will see you again soon, and hopefully you have a wonderful day. Bye bye.